Good evening, good afternoon, good morning. Welcome to another Speed Gaming Daily A Link to the Past randomizer race. I am LateBit, and I am joined in the booth tonight by Super Malmo World. How's it going?
I'm doing well. How about you?
It's been a day. Time to unwind with some casual boots. What can you tell us about casual boots?
Well, it's casual, and in casual, back in the day, that meant that you did standard escape with Uncle Assured Sword, but nowadays we just put the sword right in Link, and you also put the boots on Link because it's casual boots and we like to run.
Yep, nice and speedy right out of the gate, so it's a pretty popular mode.
And being boot start, you don't have to worry about finding bombs in the escape, at least insofar as getting to the back of escape, because you always have access to the bonk wall by bonking into it.
Oh yeah, you do not want back of escape hanging out in the back of your mind when you do manage to dig up bombs. So yeah, being able to just knock it out on the way to sank is very nice.
Yeah, these casual boots openers can get quite fast with how speedy you can move. You can dash through things. You can just chase down key rat. There's no walking. There's no pumping. Very little pumping, I'd say. At least some of these people will be pumping. I'm sure of that. But a lot less of it than your normal escape start.
Yeah, for sure. It will be nice and quick, especially if we manage to dig a mirror out on our way.
So what kind of times do people go for in these? Is it like 5:30 escapes?
5:15 to 5:30, I think is a pretty good barometer for most runners.
Looks like we're just waiting for one more to ready up, but we can introduce our runners. We have Vortex of Doom, Zeke Highwind, Barrett, and Josh Bittner on Restream today.
Yep, Josh is in fact putting together a tournament for this race mode, so if you like what you see tonight, there's a tournament for it starting up pretty quick.
Yeah, the tournament was wildly popular. I mean, he announced it, said there were 64 slots open, and I think they filled within the day. And then they opened another 64, and they filled within a day. It was very quick. People were itching for a casual boots tournament.
No kidding. I saw the announcement. I said, I'll wait a little bit. And then by the time I got around to checking it again, signups were just about filled. Looks like the race has begun, so we should be off any second here on the restream.
I'm very concerned about Zeke's sprite. His arm isn't holding the sword.
No, it is not.
I am terrified to see what's going to happen.
That is not an ideal combat strategy.
He looks like he has it like pinned to his ear. I think as long as his long Link ears are strong enough to hold the sword, it should be okay. But you don't want to give yourself a piercing by accident. And we're off.
Oh, that doesn't bode well. Uncle is declaring the seed to be the worst before we even get out of bed.
Yeah.
But we immediately dig a bottle out, so Sick Kid will be added into the Kakariko route.
Oh, such an easy thing to forget in casual boots is you actually can run through bushes when you have the sword in the boots, even when you haven't been given access to the B button by your uncle. Now we have most of the runners remembering this, but I think Josh got a little muscle memory in and picked up 2 bushes.
Yeah.
And look at this. We really don't have to worry about bombs.
I mean, we're set to go through Kakariko with this many bombs.
This is not the bobblehead Link, right? This is something else.
Yeah, this is new. I mean, his head is certainly bobbling, but that does not look like the bobblehead Link that I know.
How do you even play as this? It's so cursed. thing you'll see though is runners who have played NMG a lot. One of the things you learn is where you're supposed to dash. The general rule of thumb is 5 tiles is worth dashing. Anything less than that is not. And if you are going to dash, you want to go cardinal and then dash turn into it. So pay attention to the movement and see where people are gaining and losing time in the escape before they all split off.
Yeah, for sure. And if you don't want to count tiles, I believe it's around hearing the dash sound 6 times or so is worth it.
Look at Vortex already. I saw Vortex grinding out that room before the race started. Looks like he was timing the different paths you could take through it, and you can already see it paying off. He's a room ahead of the other runners.
Yeah, Vortex is a very strong NMG player, and it's paying off in spades right off the bat here.
But of course, this is not NMG. Standard starts give the illusion that like one person is just going to keep gaining time throughout the whole race, but it tells you more about how much somebody has practiced the escape than how good they are at the game in general. Because once you get into the greater world and all the different equipment sets you can get, it becomes a lot more even between the different skill levels.
Yep, we see a variety of guard strats here. I see a 1-pot, I see 8/. Just more bombs.
I believe I heard a Secret of Evermore MSU on one of the runners, but I don't actually know whose audio we have. I think it's Zeke.
Yeah, whoever it is, we need to stay on them for a little bit. I'm enjoying it.
It's good songs. Too bad we can't switch to a better sprite.
Like anything else on the list.
No, I mean, this is almost as bad as some of the stuff Krellball does with sprites. I think we were all a little bit happy when he made his Persona sprite because he stopped using the shuffler. But then somebody comes along and makes something like this and it's all back again.
Yeah, sometimes I think sprites are just made to trigger certain people. When In the Name of DT uses his cursor sprite, I often mistake it for my own cursor, and I grab my mouse and try and move it, and just mumble his name under my breath for confusing me so easily.
I love the cursor sprite, especially in Super Metroid.
Oh yeah.
You can play SMZ3 with the cursor sprite on both sides. It's so good.
That's fantastic. I've taken a liking to the Diddy Kong sprite on the SM side lately.
Vortex is really just pulling out all the stops here. I mean, you can tell he put a lot of work into this debut escape. Look how, I mean, he gets the key dash at Key Rat. That's not easy to do at all. Because you have to set that up on the other side of the room. And then do a clean dash turn to actually get the door.
Yeah, it's tough. Most of the time I just dash and pray that it's not a Seattle rat.
We almost got hat trick blue rupees. I don't know how many blue rupees are actually in the pool. I think it's 3. It's different in glitch modes, that's why I can never remember. But we got
I think it's 3.
2 of them here, which is a lot. It's also not enough to actually do anything with. 50 rupees is what you want to go into Kakariko with, and all the runners have exactly that much.
Vortex grabs his map on the way out.
Ooh, alright, who's gonna do the big map skips? I love seeing who skips map in the sync. Oh, they're all getting it.
No skippers.
Sometimes you just gotta do it so you don't psych yourself out every time you run past that chest.
Yeah, that's burned a few runners over the years, so I think a lot of them think better safe than sorry. I'll use the 2 seconds to check it now.
And speaking of checking maps, we have a map check. We got pendants at Tower of Hera and Eastern Palace.
Oh, I love Pendant Eastern. That opens so many gambling opportunities.
And what's cool about that is the red and blues, so if you really wanted all your info, you could go to Sahasrarla and talk to him before even stepping foot in the Dark World.
Yeah, if you know 2 pendants right away, yeah, that's an excellent play. Just get your last bit of info when you stop by his hut.
I like Zeke just casually in the fake Dark World here with this color palette. This is going to confuse me quite a bit. Oh!
That could be interesting.
We got a fetch quest mushroom at Lumberjack. Lumberjack is a hot check in Kaz boots because you have access to, the tree. Once you've killed Aga, you have the boots. But also, starting with the sword makes it a little bit more likely that Aga is going to be required anyway.
Yep. And Vortex will be our first arrival in Kakariko.
Let's see if he can maintain this huge lead. I mean, there's only so much grinding you can do in Rando, and it looks like he put a lot of effort into the escape in particular. But he's also a very strong runner, just as it is.
No doubt. A lot of love in Blind's basement. But not much else so far. Oh, another bottle.
It's not even enough love to get past 4 hearts.
Well, Blind is a thief. You have to assume he's going to be stingy with his hearts. More heart pieces in the well.
What is this? Tournament open?
Oh, please no. Anything but that.
Or were people calling it open heart surgery?
And we get powder and another good chunk of money out of the well, so that's...
Well, I already said nobody was going to be fake powdering in the seed with where the mushroom was. We're definitely not now, unless we're using the powder with no magic somehow.
Oh, the fake powder, yeah.
Yeah. The old emergency, oh shoot. I really need help, but I have no magic.
I always love seeing that.
Alright, that was a rod in Chicken Hut. Fire rod.
Yep, tracker says fire.
I was having trouble seeing the colors, but it looks like it is fire. And for all the 3 bottles we got, Sickit only has 10 arrows for us.
Ugh. Not a good exchange rate. We are not going to have any bomb troubles in this seed. It's just throwing them at us.
Oh, I'm being corrected. It is the ice rod, not the fire rod. A little hard to tell on the version we're watching what color things are sometimes. They get blended in with their black backgrounds. The ice rod's a little less exciting, but you always want to see it first. Ooh! Dashing down that line of bushes is harder than you might think.
It is.
So easy to just dash all the way off the bottom. And looks like money will not be an issue either in this seed. Library has 300. We got a blind check of the maze race, which is a cape. Vortex just going straight for it. It was pretty quick to get with the boots. Oh, he scouted it? Okay.
He did scout it.
Especially when you've seen Lumberjack has a fetch quest on it. You might be an Aga seed, so get your cape. You never know.
Yep.
Alright, Vortex first to make the decision to go to South Shore.
I think I might be inclined to go to Saha with that pendant info I have, but...
This isn't just South Shore, this is straight to Mini Moldorm Cave.
Yeah, I've seen more and more runners doing this lately. They put the dam off until later. I guess to make a desert play more enticing if it comes down to it, but that's... I don't know how I feel about it.
I have seen people do the dam, and then if the item in the flooded item is something you want, you'll just go straight to Agina because you're already on your way there, even if it's just a few tiles.
Yeah.
It's almost more psychological than anything. It's like, I need something to make the decision for me. I'm just going to see if the damn item is worth picking up or not.
Oh my goodness, Mini Moldorm Cave pays off. 2 swords and the hookshot.
Wow. And the lamp in the dam? Well...
Alright, so who's going to rush Aga first?
Yeah, I mean, at least we don't have to worry about the mushroom if it's an Agaseed, right? It's just another check. Vortex did manage to get a heart, but these crabs did 2 hearts. And the bomb does 1. Be careful.
I have to imagine he will set up a water walk from here.
Yeah, that's such a common boot start play. It's so easy to get a water walk here that you might as well use it to check one of the swimmy checks that's usually really slow to do.
Yeah.
I like to take this straight to the bridge because it's so awkward to get to otherwise.
Yeah,
But
it's the best time to do it.
if you really want to sequence break that waterfall, this is the time to do it because if you don't have the moon pearl, it's the only way to do it. See a lot of people pulling out the ice rod in Mini Moldorm Cave, making good use of that one-hit kill on the Moldorms. It's like Vortex.
Chugs his potion to see what the fairy offers. He trades red for green. Not bad. And Samaria.
Samaria.
That is a handsome payoff for that sequence break.
That's a really good item to sequence break because it's not relevant yet. It's not something that's going to tempt you into anything you don't want to do. But it is something that could take a while to get to, especially if you decide to do Ice Palace before the other flipper checks and miss out on the chance to Icebreaker.
And I believe it also gives him the opportunity to splash delete and get those gloves if he wants to. Zora throws a toy shield at him. He says, no thanks. Yep, he's going to go for the splash delete. Now, this is much trickier than the usual arrows and bombs. He gave up on it.
I think Vortex is going for a version of the Ice Rod strat where the Ice Rod like wraps around the screen. I'm not sure how it works. It didn't work for him, so...
Oh, that swimming sprite on Zeke's side. Oh, so cursed.
Oh, it's just his head floating. It's like, have you ever taken Zelda into the water? You probably haven't. It's a no logic thing, but if you take Zelda for a swim, she looks like that. It's just her head floating.
Oh, no.
Thieves Town is our green pendant.
Saha has nothing valuable in his closet. But we do know our 3 pendants now. And Vortex says, I'm over here. I'm going to make the Eastern play.
Josh Bittner also attempted unsuccessfully to splash delete to that glove. I can see why. It's a glove. You don't want to miss out on that if you can get it. Very valuable early game item.
Yeah, for sure.
Zeke, not going for it.
Barrett going for the Agina play early. Just gets 20 bucks.
That might have been one of those. I'm walking towards the lamp and the flooded item. Might as well keep going. Checks. It's also boot start. Agina's not as bad in boot start. You can scout the desert ledge item if you want.
Very true.
We are running out of checks though. I mean, you could do Aghanim, but it's Moon Pearl-less, which is usually ill-advised.
Yeah, you definitely want a pearl before you do that, unless you just have a really, really strong hunch that it's on the pyramid.
It does unlock an extra item, though, as the meat can be behind the mushroom.
Yep. And based on what we know about all the items we've seen, it's Aga feels inevitable, but I think we still want to see a pearl.
Here's the thing, though. So you have that glove on the Zora ledge, and in theory, you could sequence break up the mountain with it. And you have the hook shot, giving you access to East Death Mountain. If you find a glove or a hammer, you could skip the ag play. It would require you to succeed at Splash Delete or set up a double water walk, which is kind of a forgotten tech these days.
Oh, flippers in the Eastern Big Chest. That's...
Oh, or you just go back with your flippers. That's fine too.
Yeah, just stay in logic. Play it safe.
Flippers are required. We know Swamp's a crystal. I wanted to see someone take out one of those, like, fairy revive double water walks. But Kern is not in this race, so we won't be seeing that. Josh Bittner just going for it. I mean, this is an ag play. It does unlock 2 items, and if there is a Moon Pearl here, it's required anyway. But this could be bad for him if the Moon Pearl is just sitting on the mountain alongside another glove or a hammer. He doesn't need to do this at all.
Yeah, this is very aggressive. I am all about aggressive play, but this one... Little sketch. Vortex says, I have too much money, I'm going to restock my bombs.
And Vortex will be the first to his glove. Super speed with Zeke's sprite is something to behold.
I don't know if I'll be sleeping tonight after seeing that.
You know what that reminds me of? Did you ever read those old Majora's Mask creepypastas?
Oh, yes. The Ben Drowned ones, yes.
Yeah, Ben Drowned. That's what that reminds me of.
Oh, the golden age of creepypasta. Those were super well done.
Ben Drowned was particularly good. Okay, I like how every time Zeke opens a chest, it looks like he's chest turning. So it's the I chest turn too much and lose time, and I need to stop myself. So I'm gonna give myself a sprite where I can't tell if I've gotten the chest turn or not, to wean myself off of it.
Chat appears to be quote-unquote fans of Ben Drowned as well.
If we wanted to sleep, we wouldn't be watching Zeke right now, so it's on you. Alright, how many blue balls are we getting for Josh? Hopefully not just Josh, but everybody. But I think it might just be Josh.
I stick close to the law of averages. I'm going to say 3.
I think my last 3 speedruns had 3, so I'm just going to say 3 as well. Because I'm unoriginal. This looks like a low number, which is good. Yeah. The last thing you want is to do Aghanim when you don't have to, and then it's like 8 blue balls.
Oh yeah, big time sink for no real gain. There's 2.
It will be...
Vortex is headed up the mountain, leaving a trail of bombs. Hansel and Gretel used breadcrumbs. Vortex prefers bombs to mark his trail.
Looks like 3 is our answer.
Nice. The boring answer pays off again.
Pays to be unoriginal. Look at that flute. Looks like you really did need that glove to get up here. If not a different glove. Okay, if Aghanim is not required, but Mushroom Lock something, that's huge for Josh. But otherwise, it's the ultimate reward on the pyramid. I'm not even going to say its name. Everybody knows what it is.
For those in chat that are listening but not watching, it's the Arrow of Destiny. Required item. No,
You can grab it for Ganon if you finish GT with 3 arrows and you have silvers and you're like, I need 1 more. You'll know exactly where to get it. Probably doesn't even save time over doing 3 spins, but you're going to get it anyway because you get to show off your memory. The ultimate flex. I remembered this junk item from an hour ago. And I'm going to use it to get 1 more silver hit on Ganon. Alright, it's customary for me to call people out on moving left before dashing to the spec rock item. However, I give Zeke a little bit of leeway, given the fact that Link isn't even looking at the item. So I imagine he has to go a little bit closer to it to actually see it. Alright, there's our mitts for Vortex. You do get to go straight to the Dark World and check Hookshot Cave. Really nice place to find those. Not so nice for Josh. I think if you're Josh, you just go straight to Lumberjack and turn in that mushroom. Because anything else is admitting defeat.
Yeah, that's the only potential advantage you have right now if you've done that. I gotta just chase it.
Everybody remembered to do bonk rocks, right?
I believe so. If not, they didn't miss out on much. It's just 10 arrows. Vortex making the trek down Spiral Cave and is rewarded with bombs. So whether the news is good or bad for Josh, he wants it now. So he's dashing to turn that mushroom in.
He's gonna... Yeah. He's gonna dash into the water. Unfortunately, you do need those flippers. That dashing up that line of bushes is also pretty technical. I know of one speedrun that does it, and it's like one of the low-key hardest parts of the run that's not actually the hardest part of the run.
Yeah, it's tricky. Also, we've located our Moon Pearl in King's Tomb. That's rude.
I almost forgot we needed that. I was just going to tell Vortex to go straight to Hookshot Cave, and he's like, you can't do that yet. You can go to Super Bunny if you want, but it's not worth the time.
And the reward for our mushroom is the hammer. Wow.
Wow. What a twist.
That is big.
It's not even a little thing. It's not even like medallion maybe. It's the hammer. We know that's required.
No, you need this.
And you want it early. You don't want to go into ice. People are going to go into Ice Palace before doing Aghanim now. And how good do you feel as Josh? Thinking, oh, this is clearly just Aga for Dark World access. He feels good now. He's going to feel even better when he finds that both gloves are available.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Zeke has not punished us enough with his Link sprite. His bunny sprite is just as cursed, and he's showing it off.
What is Josh doing? He's not trying to fake powder, is he?
I think he's going to real powder.
Oh, he got real powder. Oh, of course. I was going to say, he turned in his mushroom. I've seen people do that. Turn in your mushroom, get the can, and then try to fake powder with it. I forgot you can't just check powder right away when you get it.
No. He wants to make maximum use of this hammer that he just acquired.
Zeke just found Bottle 4 in Super Bunny Cave. It is out of logic for him, but he knows the Moon Pearl's not too far off. In fact, most of these runners probably still think it's in, you know, the ones who don't have it probably still think it's in Aghanim at this point. But it turns out to be King's Tomb, and Zeke's about to find that as well. Ooh, bow.
Yeah. So everyone wave bye to the cursed bunny sprite because we won't see it anymore. Unless he gets tagged by an anti-fairy.
Well, I didn't see Zeke's cursed bunny sprite. Is it just the bunny, like, version of this?
Yeah, I'm doing the same thing. It looks even more uncanny.
Yeah, it's like some kind of creepy doll.
Yeah, basically.
So Barrett's going to sequence break this, but you need to get damage boosted into it, and you need to be facing up for that to happen in this cave.
We're just all over the place here.
What is Barrett trying to do? Yeah, so you need Super Bunny to open the chest, and normally the way to do that would be with the mirror. But with no mirror, you have to get a damage boost off of the Murder Dactyl, which will probably just kill you on this heart, so...
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of mirror, it's right next door in Misery Mire. I can't believe we're in Misery Mire already. What is this? Vortex's first Dark World check is Misery Mire, and you can clear it. And it's a red crystal, is it?
I think we have that information, but I did not catch it.
The trackers are saying it is.
Gotcha.
But the other one is Swamp, and Swamp is an interesting case of the only person who can do it is Josh once he gets his Dark World access.
Yeah, Barrett's making the Aga play now, so getting his hammer shortly.
Ah. So, I'm curious why he is choosing to do this. I mean, it's the right thing to do, but he has Dark World access. Oh, he doesn't have the Moon Pearl. Did he forget about King's Tomb? Or does he just say it's probably here?
I'm going to chalk this up to a brain fart that may not come back to bite him.
No, this brain fart's going to be very good for Barrett. So one thing that Barrett and Josh are going to get to do that Vortex can't do is go straight into Pyramid Fairy after doing Mire and Swamp. And Swamp into Pyramid Fairy is one of the best routes you can have for Pyramid Fairy.
Oh, it really is.
Then you can go into Pod afterward and get that done. Like, this is a really nice route set up for them.
And since the Vortex dug a small key out of the compass chest, he knows that this logically has to be a vanilla big key.
I always like opening that top Firelock chest because it does often spoil you on the other chests. And if you find a big key in the top chest, the bottom chest is often a small key. It's not always, but it's often. I think SBM looked into it and found the odds were pretty high, so you can skip it most of the time.
Oh yeah, I love the information that chest gives.
And when you're coming in here without Fire Rod, you really want to skip it, because lighting those torches the proper way with the lamp is slow. Ooh.
Second item in Mire is a dud, so we're just going to go ahead straight for Viddy.
Did Josh decide that it's faster to save and quit out of Hobo and then go to Zora to get the glove, or?
It seems that way.
I don't think it is, but it definitely looked like it was a calculation done there.
Yeah, I don't think it's a huge difference, but I do think this is on the wrong end of that math.
I think if you had the flute, you would want to flute out rather than swim. But I don't think you want to save and quit out. Oh, I'm digging this song.
Yeah, this is a really nice MSU altogether.
Got the real spooky vibes for that sprite, too. Glove locked flute, flute locked glove. Yeah, that's true. And glove locked glove. Are we one item from Go mode potentially? For Josh? Once he like goes to Meyer and stuff?
Let's see, he's gonna need that bow out of... Where was the bow? Was it Meyer
Meyer
Shed?
Shed. Yeah, Meyer. So Bow and Mirror will show up for anyone who goes to Meyer. And Ether was somewhere, but I missed probably on the mountain because everyone has it. Who's
Yeah,
been
Ether
there.
was in Paradox.
So the TR medallion is hot knowledge. We need somebody to go there ASAP and find out what it is. And I think the first person to do it will probably be the first person who is one item from Go mode.
Yeah.
It also gives you Hookshot Cave, and for those who didn't already do it, Super Bunny Cave. And you can mirror and do Hera. There's a lot you can do on the mountain. Even without the hammer. Which is a real problem. There's a lot you can do without the hammer.
Yeah, for sure. And then, but once you get it, it just blows a lot of things open, and most of them you don't want to do. Especially if you happen to have, you know, done Smith Chain, and then you have to go back for hammer pegs. That never feels good.
And there's Barrett's reward, the hammer. Does he? Yeah, I think he's going back to King's Tomb. I think he knows where it is at this point. It's that or a magic bat.
Oh. Nice clean routing here.
Yeah, it worked out really nicely for him.
Vortex made quick work of Vidi and mirrored and said, I'll do desert while I'm here. I think it's tough to say who is ahead right now because of all this divergence, but I think all these runners are in a pretty good spot.
I think everybody who did Aghanim is in a good spot, and everyone who didn't do Aghanim is potentially in a very bad spot.
Yeah, it depends on how quickly they decide to route that back in.
Yeah, I mean, is Mushroom on Lumberjack something you really route in when you have the whole Dark World open to you?
I mean, if you get that itch while you're doing your mirror checks along North Dark World, maybe?
Maybe, but you have to do Aghanim. It's not even like they know it's there, right? They all know it's there. I didn't see if anybody missed the actually checking it part.
Oh, this is fantastic music for this fight.
Oh, I got really confused and thought Zeke was in desert because of the palette, and then I saw Vidi and I was like, oh, it's boss shuffle. It's one of those tournament modes. Don't mirror. Okay. I don't know why I thought he was on mirror, but...
Yeah, Vidi took a couple of bites out of him. He opts for a safer finish here.
On the Vidi fight, the only hearts that matter are your last 4. Ooh, Vortex is showing off his NMG Landmo skills, despite having the sword.
Nice flex, very clean.
You have the ice rod, too. That's a real flex.
And we're seeing a Harapot on Josh's side.
Oh, this is like Grand Poo World or something, isn't it? The MSC pack?
Yes.
I swear we had Secret of Evermore at the beginning, but that must have been a different player. Unless it's just in that game, because it's a ROM hack, and they often are using other games. Oh, shovel. Wait a minute. Vortex is the first person to check the shovel. I guess that makes sense. He's the first person out of the Desert Mire area.
Yeah.
Everyone is just beelining this place because it's the place to go. Except for Josh. He's at Tower of Hera. He has the unique distinction of having come here with the hammer. If there's something in Pendant Hera, that's huge for Josh. And if there isn't, it's still fine. Like, it's a very quick dungeon with the hook shot.
And Pet is not dead by any stretch. It could be our TR medallion, it could be Fire Rod. So if it does turn out to be required, he has a nice head start with this Hera clear.
Josh is going back in for the basement.
Ugh. Well, he doesn't have the pearl yet, so he's trying to metagame, I suppose, and figure out where it's not likely to be that might give him an advantage.
Gosh, first to hammer, last to moon pearl. I would still consider him having a significant advantage, though, having done that Aga check.
For sure.
But Barrett did that and also got the moon pearl earlier, so he's already in Mire doing the checks that are currently leading to items for everybody. And good ones, too. Mirror is always something you want.
Absolutely. And we're going to get our TR medallion check, and it is...
Ooh.
Vamos.
Alright, add one to the list. Those are potentially outs for Vortex and Zeke. If they are not behind the hammer.
Come on, let's see the old key under the doormat. Just money so far.
Whoa! That was a sick... Whoa, okay. Is anybody watching this Lambo fight from Zeke? That's
wild.
He did an ice rod shot, and then he got between the two Lanmos and managed to spin two of them at the same time. And then the third Lambo went up, and he got a double spin on it.
That was sick.
That was a slick fight.
We have a raiding party from Speed Gaming 3. Welcome 103 raiders.
We have quite the seed. It looked like it was a big ol' Agates with the Lumberjack Mushroom and the Late Moon Pearl. But if you go into Pendant Eastern, you find the flippers leading to the glove on Zora Ledge, leading to another glove up the mountain. Zeke and Vortex did that, but Josh Bittner went to Aga and found the hammer on the Lumberjack Mushroom. So he's got an ace on, an ace up his sleeve, and so does Barrett, having done that for the Moon Pearl.
Vortex gets robbed by the friendly neighborhood. I forget the name of those enemies, but they're the friendly neighborhood thieves in Village of Outcasts.
Yeah, I've never called them anything but thieves, but I'm sure they do have a name.
Like Zeke is, or Vortex is diving straight into Pendant Thieves. And I'm guessing Josh won't be too far behind after he gets this flute activated. Unleash the duck.
Oh, Barrett was in a sketchy situation with using cape strats on Vidi, but running out of magic just on the last hit. Could have used the bow, but decided to keep that cape on and just slash.
No. Gold sword in Thieves Town, but not much else. Vortex is not interested in the back. Mirrors out.
Josh doing the expected thing, going straight to Mire. It's got a big old neon sign on it. So one thing I expect to see on divergence between the top runners and the bottom runners is the ones with the hammer will probably go to pod soon. The ones without the hammer will put it off.
Yep, and if pod is hoarding the goods as it is inclined to do recently, seems like that could swing the race. Remember what I said earlier about hammer pegs being a bad check to go back for? It looks like Vortex is cornering himself into that position potentially, if it's required.
Yep. Ooh, Josh Bittner with 2 hearts going into Meyer. Yeah, I get the heart.
Ooh. Well, he does have powder. He can just pop one of these anti-fairies that are all over the place.
Yeah, there's one in the middle of this room under that pot. You could get now if you wanted to. I don't think it's very well known, but having the cape for Spike Chest is also really good.
Looks like we're going to get a look at Catfish on Zeke's side. The fish awakens and throws a piece of heart at us. No, thank you. Looks like Vortex may be taking the... No, I was going to take the North Dark World route to Catfish and possibly Pod, but... Nope, he's going south.
No, and Zeke is doing the Pyramid Ledge, which you've seen. But maybe it takes us into Pod. Maybe he's actually a first person in. Look at him grabbing this single arrow. He doesn't even have... He have full arrows. Save it for cannon. You never know. Nice first try dig for Vortex. No! Oh, Zeke had cold feet.
What a tease.
I mean, maybe he'll just go to Aga. Be like, nah, it's calling me. Now, Zeke hasn't been up the mountain yet, and this is a good play. Oh, it's just fluting. So Thieves Town, how many items did we find in there?
The gold sword and I think 3 bombs. And I'm pretty sure that's it.
Aw, an old Tui. It's hard to decide what to do with those.
Ugh.
Nobody wants to go to back of Pendant Thieves when they don't have hammer, though. I don't expect Vortex or Zeke to do that anytime soon.
No way.
Josh is still kicking around with this 1 heart. Remarkably surviving.
Meyer is not the place to be flirting with death in such a manner. Hype Cave, not so hype. The mail upgrade's nice, but no progression of any kind in there.
I'm not wowing the contents of Hype Cave. I'm wowing that we're only just now seeing it.
Yeah, it's quite a late Hype Cave.
Everybody who has the hammer has better things to do. Except apparently Barrett, who's doing Hype Cave.
Yeah, looks like Vortex is taking the scenic route to Pod via flippers rather than hammer.
So how close is Vortex to running out of checks?
Doesn't have a whole lot left.
Back of Thieves, we don't even have Front of Ice, which is a blessing, because you do need Something to get past the first freeze ore. Fire Rod or Bombos, and both of those are your go mode items.
Yep.
So that hammerless ice play is looking less and less likely. What you really don't want to see for the top two runners is Pod having one of those things and not locked behind the hammer. You want it to be on Helmasaur or just deep in like some other hammer dungeon, but there aren't that many of those. Swamp Palace is the big one, but you don't want Vortex to get sidetracked and think, oh shoot, now I gotta do hammerless ice. Hammerless swamp will probably happen at some point too.
I'm just hoping the hammerless runners don't try the first chest swamp meme. It's not going to pay off in this case.
Oh, Vortex is going for one of the hardest hovers in the game. Doing it as a hot dog, no less. Oh, he's committed.
Yeah. That first attempt was pretty good. Let's see how the second one goes.
Oh, yep. Barrett's giving us our first swamp.
Oh. Without the hammer. Oh, Barrett, please.
No, he has it. He's good.
I'm looking at Zeke's screen. I'm backwards. Never
Zeke
mind.
is doing it too, though. Oh. Okay,
Zeke, well, yeah. That's who I need to be upset at.
I think that's fine. If he's going to pod, or he's done Hype Cave, like this is the last thing you can do before you save and quit. Yeah. Just do it. I don't know. It's not the end of the world. I've seen it pay off. And getting back here when it is the hammer is very much a last location.
Book in the Compass Chest of Swamp, so we will be stopping by Bombo's tablet on the way out of here, I assume. Be silly not to. What I don't want to see is a ped check. If you're checking ped, you pull blind.
Well, it depends. Did Eastern Palace have an item on the boss?
I want to say yes, but I won't swear to that.
I think if Eastern didn't have an item, you don't check ped. Oh gosh, Josh, I think he has a fairy.
He should. The second bottle we got had a fairy in it.
He would have healed and used the cape if he didn't. Classic, get healed and then never take damage.
Got it all out of your system. Now you're fine.
So which of Barrett and Vortex is going to be the first to find fire?
I'm leaning Barrett here.
Given that Vortex has already done most of pod, it's probably a good call.
Yeah. Maybe it's just sitting in Spike Cave, though.
Oh wow, we have Shovel Knight, and this is quite the variety pack for MSUs.
I'm digging it.
Wrong medallion. Oh, Vortex found Bombos. Wow.
Yep, that was on the bow-locked side of pod, according to
and Fire Rod's here too.
Wow.
Well,
pod with the goods, as usual.
You just take that lumberjack hammer straight into pod, you get the god route in the seed. That is no mode for us. Fortunately for Barrett, that book is bait and will not lead to either of those things.
Tempered Sword makes quick work of Moldorm on Zeke's side. Good for, well, a pendant. Meanwhile, Barrett comes face to face and Puff with Argus. Did not quite get the one cycle finish.
Skullwoods. I don't remember seeing Skullwoods from anyone, but
No,
Vortex gets to single dip it.
Yeah, this is new territory.
It's not quite the same as go moding, but it's certainly more appealing than going after a lumberjack fetch quest.
Yeah, no doubt. Zeke previously made this journey through Super Bunny as a bunny, so this is just to get to the top.
Makes sense. You don't have the hammer, it's your only way?
Nope. Barrett chases that Bombos tablet bait and doesn't get much out of it, just a piece of heart. Vortex nearly gets knocked back into the wall, Master. That would have been rough.
Nice mummy key. 2 slashes onto the spike does gold sword damage to the moth, or to the Gipto. Kills it in 2 hits. Then we get this, ooh, wait, that looks like a good moth. Oh, that was a really good moth. Okay, he did poke dash strats for the whole fight, which is hard to do.
No.
Opening with poke dash is worth learning. It's almost like blind script, where it cuts the fight in half if you do it right, and it's not that hard to do. Continuing the fight with poke dash is a little less easy. Turns out it definitely would have been a long fight into a fight that went so quick that only 1 spike left the wall. Josh Bittner coming upon a decision point, exiting desert. Where does he go? He goes to pod. This is really good for him. So he and Barrett are about to hit go mode really soon.
Yeah, this is definitely the answer. He's got all the gear for it.
However, Barrett does have a sizable lead, having done swamp. And the nice thing about Quake being here is even if you haven't been up the mountain, you can still know you're in go mode because you have all 3 medallions.
Yep, that worry is just eliminated from your mind.
And this is the power of that lumberjack hammer. I mean, this is going to be almost certainly the last location of the runners above. Maybe they'll leave something like first chest of swamp. Zeke's already done that. The Vortex might leave it. Hammer pigs, not hammer pigs. What's the other one? Hammerless ice.
Yeah.
It's the other one you probably do. I think most people would do hammerless ice before lumberjack.
Yeah, it just really depends on how you've read the seed to this point. Maybe there's something in your head telling you that mushroom is needed. Maybe something tells you it's a red herring.
Yeah, maybe something about the 3 swords and cape and lamp you found in the early game.
Looks like Bumper Ledge had nothing of value since Vortex just walked away. Just gonna head to Graveyard Ledge. Zeke gets his butter out of Thieves Town.
Barrett has taken an interesting path through pod. He's heading to the boss, having not gone to the back yet. I'm assuming he will go to the back after Helmosaur. But if the big key is in the front, and you're 1 item from go mode, this makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. looks like Vortex may have realized the error of his ways.
No, it's just a ledge check. But you can go to Catfish, then what? And it's
I felt like he could have mirrored from the pyramid and just walked straight into Aga, but yeah.
I don't think he wants to do Aga.
Yeah,
right? I think you skip that and you say no one's doing this. But maybe you also read the seed and recognize that somebody could get baited into it by thinking it's required for Dark World.
Yeah.
Because Pendant Eastern double dip was required, or not double dip, but like go list Pendant Eastern was required.
This is very intense music for a dungeon that I've always felt was pretty chill. I'm digging it though. Barrett is making his return trip to the backup pod.
And he will be finding his go mode first one in the seed, since Josh is following the same path, doing Helmosaur first. And here we go, Ice Palace for Vortex. That is expected. I mean, I think most reasonable players would do this at the hour mark. You don't go into Aghanim.
Yeah, going to Aga at this point is just admitting defeat.
And it's one thing if you want to gamble in a seed where you know nobody's doing it, but if you know that some people might have gotten baited into it, really hard to play against that. You just accept that you've lost to those people.
Yeah, that's an issue a lot of runners have. They will gamble, but they won't commit to it. They will try to turn back and retrace those steps, and you have to commit.
It depends, though. If your goal is to score well in a group race or a qualifier, turning back on the gambles is good. But if you're just trying to play your best game, just keep playing just keep doing what you're doing. And if it's on Aga, then so be it.
Yeah.
Or if you're in a 1v1 situation, it might get a little more complicated based on what you think your specific opponent might have done. But this is a speed gaming daily race, not a qualifier, not a 1v1. I think most people here are just here to play their best game.
Yeah.
And show off their cursed sprites.
Zeke wins that department hands down tonight.
Yeah, hot dog is a good runner-up, though. I mean, it's a hot dog with a hat. Is the hat really necessary?
What, you don't put hats on your hot dog?
So Vortex is like so sure the hammer's not here, he doesn't even hit the pegs.
It's gutsy, and unfortunately it's not the right play this time.
Or he just expects to full clear it. If the hammer's here, he'll do the extra things he has to do Ice Palace. Oh, the silvers are here.
Oh.
It's not enough, but it's silvers that Barrett will not be getting, because you don't do iced tea in go mode.
No, you absolutely do not.
Death Mountain. Tower of Hera for Vortex, using the mirror. I think that's all this is. Unless he hasn't been into East Death Mountain yet. And I'm pretty sure this is only Hera, and...
I'm pretty sure it's Vortex that gave us our peek at the TR medallion.
Oh, of course.
Barrett not bothering with any more checks, not even the ones directly in his path.
Yeah, Josh and Barrett both in ice, but again, Josh has that crystal disadvantage. I think the Tower of Hera play may have done it. Did Barrett do the mountain? Like Dark Mountain?
I can't say for sure.
The Dark Mountain is a lot to skip, but it is totally skippable in the seed. So if Barrett skipped all of Dark Death Mountain and Hera, that explains why he's in such a lead. Now Zeke is doing no Fire Rod Skull Woods. Now there are people who consider this to be overworld. And their options for Zeke are not that great. He actually almost looked like he was trying to go to pod earlier, but got, you know, the hammer pigs at the portal stopped him and he couldn't really have to make a big old trek to get there.
No problem on Cold Stare from Barrett's side.
Oh, Josh catching a fairy. Being still on Greenmail coming up against Cold Stare. It's probably good idea to do that.
Yeah, not a bad idea.
And he did use his fairy on Vitreous.
And he is still checking chests that are directly in his path, but I don't think we're going to see a trip to Ice Tea for those silvers.
Nah, not even going for Freezors. When the only thing you're going to find is gold sword and silvers. Not worth checking anything that's not literally in front of you.
Right. Josh drops in for his confrontation with Cold Stare.
So it looks like Zeke's going across the North Dark World. Probably will turn in that green pendant and do pod together. Vortex! Oh no. I think Vortex is doing Eastern and probably going to pull the pedestal.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Can't check it when you don't have the hammer because the book was in Swamp. So this will be a blind pull for him. Well, I think between the runners we'll have seen all the checks. Except for the ones that are hammer locked.
That blind ped check will win the Adoration of Chad, but not much else, unfortunately.
Barrett takes down Mothula and only has one dungeon left. This is a very fast seed for him. Considering it had an extra dungeon in it and the Eastern Palace required dive.
Yeah, this has been pretty quick, especially compared to that cross keys mess from yesterday. Vortex picks up his pendant and is probably just heading straight for, straight for Ped. Oh, no.
He has to do
stand
Thieves Town
corrected.
first.
Yep.
Yeah, and then
I
Pet.
stand corrected. Yeah, he bailed after the front four of Thieves.
And then after Pet, he will probably flute over and do Green Pendant, and Front of Swamp will be his last location, I believe.
Yeah, I believe that's correct.
This will very much be an Oops All Dungeons for anybody who doesn't do Aghanim early.
Yep. Now Josh will be able to make up a bit of time here because he will get to go mode Swamp, whereas Barrett did left side.
Indeed, yeah. But of course, nothing is faster than a Swamp that is already done. And
Right.
all this time Josh is spending in here, he still has to do Skull Woods, and then Barrett will probably be out of Turtle Rock before Josh has finished his 7th or 6th crystal.
That is a tall mountain to climb in front of Josh right now. First check in TR is the blue cane. So we just about got a full inventory here.
At least Vortex doesn't have to worry about leaving an item behind in the Hammerlock Chest of Thieves, because it can't possibly be the hammer.
Right.
Yeah, it can't be anything. It's a small key.
Yep.
He should know now that Blind can't have the hammer, because the small key locked itself. Unless he stole a key. It's possible that he did that.
I don't think so.
Because you could be super big brain about this. Get a small key in the front, and then say, well, I know the small key can't lock the hammer, so I'm just going to skip the pot key.
That's fair enough. Following the blind script to perfection so far. Yep, very clean. Josh finishes off Argus, and that is his 5th crystal.
Ah, yeah, we were talking about Pyramid Fairy, but we never saw Pyramid Fairy because it was not... I guess Barrett could have done it after Swamp, but the book sidetracked him, and he did Bombus Tablet instead.
Yeah.
Alright, here comes the ped pull for Vortex. I really wish I had been paying attention to the keys and Thieves, because if he didn't actually find a small key, he is doing a check that cannot have the hammer.
I believe small key was in the big key chest, if my memory's not completely shot.
Okay, so he did the big brain key steal then. That's cool. I love to see it. I think Vortex knows what he's doing. He knows that a blind is hammer locked if the small key is in the big chest, so
Yeah.
he knew that early enough to take advantage of it.
He's throwing one last Hail Mary here, heading to Saha for the green pendant turn in, which is not going to be the answer.
No, and then it's front of Swamp and Aghanim for him.
Ugh, all that work for a 20.
Yeah, that's when you just know, like, you're in a group race. The two things you didn't do, somebody else did them for various reasons. It's so volatile. Oh, Barrett on 1 heart. I think he still has this fairy, so he's not in danger, but Still a big time loss to take a revive.
As long as Trinex doesn't get too squirrely, yeah, this is fine.
He doesn't need it. Alright.
Generally, you can just get 2 quick spins and a slash without too much trouble as long as you have tempered or gold. But Master Sword Trinex can definitely get sideways on you. Which is why most runners opt to use Hammer for Trinex instead of Master Sword. We have an audio switch. That is because Barrett is headed into GT. Hey, why is chat spamming random numbers? What's going on with that? Yeah, chat, playing the cricket sounds for me. Those numbers would be because we still have one item to find. That is the big key to Ganon's Tower. It is somewhere in the basement. There are 22 locations where it can be. If you want to throw a guess in chat, just type a number 1 to 22. Looks like Barrett is opting for the Hope route. We can check the first 2. Checks in right side and then head left. 3 is a bust. No dice with 4 or 5 or 6 or 7. We're going to need quite a few Ganon falls to narrow this gap because Josh is just now entering TR. While Barrett is nearly halfway through the big key checks.
Vortex do the Furnace Swamp, or did he go and do this?
He's just headed straight here.
Yeah, I mean, neither of them is appealing. And I think Furnace Swamp is the one you expect people to do when they're in the area.
No.
Oh, he did do it. Okay, so this is a true last location. Or it's a panic. Oh god, if it's not here, I don't know where it is.
Did he? I missed it.
Well, Zika's also pulled the pedestal.
Oh, we got 2 winners tonight. "13 checks out of the way and no big key."
Zeke also doing the expected thing of probably last location Ice Palace. Yeah, you'll be able to tell who had a bad time in the sea by who finishes with silver arrows.
Bob was holding the bad boomerang hostage. But Barrett has freed it.
Ooh, got stuck in the Armos. No.
Not off to a good start here.
Yeah, this is why we do a different strat in this room. I mean, that and probably the other strat just doesn't work, but getting stuck in Ice Armos or Conveyor Belt Armos feels very unfair. No!
Oh, no!
Quick swap error for Barrett.
Oh, that's not good.
Oh, the old wall master in your pocket strikes again. At the end of the fight, too. Usually people will drop down there and press Y, but it looks like he just hit a button by accident.
Yeah, that's why I keep mirror off of my Y button whenever possible.
I don't think he meant to put it there. I think he was still firing the arrow and
Yeah.
hit the shoulder by accident. Maybe
That's-
it's just pushed to talk normally or something. Or just fingers slipped. Sink cart.
That is 17,
Well,
18. So it's either
no,
behind
he's-
Ice Armos or Tile Room.
Yeah, and you had to do Ice Armos, even though you mirrored out. This is as close as you're going to get to it. Whoa, teeter, teeter, teeter! Alright, you made it.
Ooh. I needed some Looney Tunes sound effects.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Bit of an arrow shortage as well. Dude's like, oh,
Classic. Nah, you have to
Oh.
bait. You have to bait the beetle if you're gonna do that.
Yep, step down
Go.
and then step up, or up and
Yeah.
then down.
One of the two will work. Where you get your hook shot out and there we go. Josh is on green mail. We have all three mail colors represented in this game.
Nice.
That means Josh didn't do Hype Cave.
That's true. What a skip.
I think Josh miscounted keys and tried to skip this chest, but you don't do that when it's the big key. Fortunately
No.
for him, he had to backtrack to get to it. Alright, Barrett, not firing the mirror at Armos, very good. The mirror does not damage Armos. For those who don't know, there's a damage table that says what damage things do. Armos has a really weird damage table, but I promise you it is not that weird.
21 is your winner.
Nah, Barrett needs arrows. I think
Yep,
we're,
time to go digging.
going digging. We're going digging.
Yeah,
Diggity,
we were robbed
diggity.
of Tile Room.
Maybe Tyler has arrows.
I was just about to say it.
Hey, remember that arrow on the pyramid ledge?
That's half of what we need.
I don't think. There we go.
There.
I don't think that's going to help Barrett, given that the silver arrows are not somewhere he's going to find them, and that they're very far away for this check. Don't. Okay. I just saw Josh menu to mirror too. People make me so scared.
Maybe he can teach his duck to go shopping for him like a carrier pigeon. Just go pick up that arrow off the pyramid and bring it up here.
Yeah, when you're on 7 arrows, you do a safe mimic strat. You don't want to use more than you need to in case something gets despawned here, or if you miss too many shots. Barrett does need to get the hot arrows here, which unfortunately, if you have a strat for this room, getting that pot will totally throw it off.
Yeah, this can be really sketch when you're low on arrows. In the vanilla game, not a huge deal because prize packs are not randomized, so you are pretty likely to restock any arrows you fire because the mimics will drop them, but in rando, not so much.
Not only that, but in the vanilla game, most of the chests in GT that are junk are like bombs and arrows. Most of the arrow chests are in GT, so you usually don't have problems getting here without arrows. But in randomizer, you know, those chests are like the boomerang, so if you're not going to get arrows, you're going to get something else.
Yeah. Very nice refills of health and magic in that first room of the gauntlet.
I think Josh may have been considering taking a death heal. You already did safety door. You're good. Oh no! Josh got the... What did he do?
Uh-oh.
He skipped
Skip the big chest, and it has a small key, I
Oh,
believe.
you can't skip the big chest when it's a small
No,
key.
no.
And you can't skip the big chest when you did the lava chest because it's like a 50-50 if you will get locked out. Josh is having a very unfortunate.
Yeah, there's
PR.
foot bullets going all around on this race.
The good thing is he got safety doors, so when he gets... Oh, that's not good at all. Never mind. His spawn point will get reset when he gets the big chest. Oh well. So be it. Probably what happened is he was routing it as if the big key wasn't in the lava chest. And then it was, and then that changed everything. And then he didn't adjust for it by getting the big chest. Maybe a little bit flustered.
Yeah.
And here's Vortex cleaning up the last crystals. For him, the last crystals are Pod and Swamp and TR. Zeke has just finished Aghanim, so he will be getting his hammer shortly.
With a bug net. Nice swagger strats.
Yeah, there we go. You don't do that if you're doing it early.
Looks like he's gonna go... What's he doing?
This is going the fastest way to get to Lumberjack from a flute, I think. Flute to 8, use the Whirlpool.
Yeah. That's right. Moldorm, again, not a problem with that tempered sword. Last chest in the game, just a piece of heart.
Excuse me. The last chest of the game is the single arrow on Pyramid Ledge. Vortex doing a really smart thing in the turtle room. He dashed through the top 2 turtles to ensure that he would do full sword damage and not beam damage to them.
Yeah, beams are a source of incredible frustration in this game, so you pick up little things like that to try and mitigate the problems they cause. Very nicely done.
There, it makes it through Aga 2. Josh Bittner about to make it through Trinex with no damage taken, I believe. It's either that or he healed.
Very clean.
And he gets his first armor upgrade, the blue mail from Trinex. Everybody else is red mail. And how does Ganon go for Barret? Does not go for one-on-one strats. But that's okay because you have the cape. And you can just slash at him. Oh, he even gets the good RNG. Very good.
Very nice.
Oh, he's just going to use the cape. That's fine too.
Yeah, especially with half magic, you can just keep it on all day.
Not only that, I think he has green potions and stuff. This is randomizer. You can use your tools. That's what they're for.
Yep. Barret's spinning away here without much trouble.
going for lamp doubles.
Yeah, doubles are nice and safe. No need to get aggressive with triple attempts.
Okay,
Oh!
that's not safe, but we make it.
I almost spoke too soon. And that is going to do it for the pig. Get your GGs in chat for Barrett. Who will finish first on the restream with a racetime.gg time of 1 hour, 27 minutes, 28 seconds. That is good for 4th overall.
Very good placement. This is a big race, too.
Less than 2 minutes behind first place, so tightly packed up there at the top.
We are joined by Barrett, GG.
Hello, GG.
Hello, what a twist, huh?
Yeah, that was, boy, maybe the best seed I've ever played. Except for my horrible mess in Ganon's tower.
Oh yeah, it happens. Sometimes your finger just slips and
Yep, I know,
You'll-
I've heard people,
the
talk about
mirror.
the cons of quick swap and,
Mhm.
oh man. And I ran out of arrows as well. Oh, what a mess.
But, you know, you were resourceful. You got out that shovel and you dug up 5 arrows very quickly.
Yeah, it wasn't too horrible.
So I'm curious, because your path to hammer is a little different from the others. Josh just did a really early gamble for Aghanim, but you actually got your glove and your mitts. Did you decide that it was probably not King's Tomb, or did you want to do that clean route from Mushroom to King's Tomb?
I forgot about King's Tomb.
Oh, that's fair.
I was thinking, I got the Titan Fits, and I was thinking like, what can I do with this? And well, I tried to go to Meyer. I don't know how to do the. I thought you just jump in the water and then you can get the chest, but I guess there's more to it than that.
Yeah, you have to get hit by the murder dactyl, and you have to be facing up when it happens, and you probably would have died on the health you had, so
Yeah.
you're right to bail on that one. And you know that wasn't going to be your moon pearl anyway.
Yeah, that's it. It probably wasn't going to be anything helpful. Yeah, I'm glad I remembered King's Tomb before I got too much further.
So you couldn't have, I mean, you had Magic Bat left. What would you have done?
Oh yeah, I guess.
Open up a
Guess so.
tracker, maybe click some squares and see what's left.
Yeah.
Problem is, as a boot start, you don't think about the boots as a progression item, so...
Yeah.
I don't think we ever saw the fake boots, did we?
Oh, is there a green 20 in this preset?
I got a green 20 back of the hospital, I think.
Oh, okay.
Ah, okay. We can't see it on our little resolution. The green 20s look like green 50s.
Yeah.
We don't get the same dread in a mystery seed that you get.
The silver arrows in Ice Palace, I guess.
Vortex is showing us a little optimization in TR. Normally you would do compass chests and then the 2 firelock chests, but it is actually faster to mirror out of the firelock chests and then do this. If you want to know where the silvers were, you weren't getting them. They were in iced tea. The only people who got silvers are people who pulled Ped in last location's hammer.
Ugh.
Because if you think about it, the game gives you Dark World access. And what do? You go to Mire, because you have everything for it. And you find the mirror and the bow. And then you go to Pod and you find Bombos and Fire on. You're like, okay, so it's an ice. And then it's not.
Yeah, there was quite a bit of divergence early on here, but the breaking point was who went for that mushroom and who didn't.
Okay, does Vortex... And Vortex will count as keys, right? He'll know that the big key is here. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, if you haven't gotten it by the time you get that pokey key, you have to go get it.
And Zeke is doing checks in Ice Palace, probably looking for... Wait, what is Zeke looking for? Zeke, you've gotten the silver arrows. What are you doing? Just fluffing, maybe. He got the single arrow off of Lumberjack. I think he's fluffing. There's no other reason to open chests in here. Oh, almost got the spin. I think he got like the almost enough spin. That probably still saves time over, you know, just walking there.
Yeah.
Oh, he like got that chest because it's probably faster than hitting the switch. That's my guess. And he needed the big key if he was going to do that. That's actually really smart. Like, if he knew the big key was in that chest, the only, like, true hammerlock chest in the dungeon, that is faster than backtracking to the switch. I never thought of that.
Oh, the wonders of IP key logic. My head hurts just thinking about it.
Which explains why he didn't open the big chest. Like, he's not looking for items. He is routing Ice Palace intelligently. Oh, he's a left spinner. Wow, that's a good fight. Left spin is fine, it's just cursed. I think because NMG just does it on the right, because you have Tempered Sword. Master Sword fight does it on the left, though. Did Vortex skip the big chest? Vortex? Oh no. Oh no, he did. That is a heck of a gamble to make. Also almost gets hit in the pit. Yeah, so when you've opened the lava chest, the big chest is, it's not the 2.4 anymore. It's more like a 50-50 or something's close to that. So you can do it. It is a gamble. It is a very slow check to make, but if it doesn't pay off, then you have to go all the way back. And you have to go back on foot because your last checkpoint was the front of the dungeon.
Yeah, that's very rough.
Zeke has a chance to gain some time on Vortex here through GT routing and through not doing the big chest skip.
Yeah, the opportunity is a little bit slimmer than it usually is because behind Ice Armos is just a trek no matter what you do.
Yeah, I mean, the worst that can happen is Vortex does like a rando rush or a magician route.
Yeah, Ice Armos key is always feels bad for DM players like, well, myself and lots of others.
Okay, we DM so we don't have to do Ice Armos, right? And
Yeah.
if we do, so be it. Ooh, nice. I love that firing the arrow down to make
The
sure
arrow
that
chase, yeah.
make sure that the Helmosaur doesn't joust you off the edge. And Josh Bidner dropping it to Ganon. Pretty clear path to be second on Restream. As predicted, people who got the hammer early had a much better time than people who had to last location it. Also making use of that cape, getting some very free hits on Ganon. He has to think about his magic a little bit. I think he still has a green. But he doesn't have the silvers.
Yep, and did not dig that half magic out of Swamp.
Yeah, Barrett will have been the only person who got that, I imagine. Takes a very particular route to get that half magic in this seed. Alright, Zeke going into the big key chest to get the big key. Let's see if he gets the big chest as well. Very important big chests in this game.
Yep, big time save in this particular seed. Not having to go back and do that again.
Josh having drank a blue potion. Now free to use the fire on this fight, speeding it up a little bit.
And that'll do it for the pig on Josh's side. Get your GGs in chat for Josh. Finishing second on the restream with a racetime.gg time of 1 hour, 39 minutes, 48 seconds. That's good for 6th overall.
GG, Josh.
Hello, yes. Well, we had an adventure in Turtle Rock, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. But you're not the only one who had an adventure in Turtle Rock. Vortex
yeah?
also, he remembered the big key and lava chest, but he also chose to skip the big chest, and had to backtrack to that. and you know, adventures were had all around. Barrett mirrored out of Ice Armos by accident, so you're not alone.
Yeah, there was plenty of self-sabotage to go around.
And Zeke just played with a very cursed sprite. That's an adventure of its own.
I feel like it would by the time I got to TR and I'm like realizing like how well I've read the seed, I was like, oh man, like I could really pop in like a hot time and like get ahead of some pretty stacked runners, and you know, I'll take 6th. I mean, sure, 13 minutes and change behind Flip Heel for first, but you know, sneaking in just under a sub 140, I'm not going to complain with that kind of seed and how slow I took to get to, you know, to get to the Pearl.
Well, it turns out being slow to the pearls, but helped you out here. It's going to that really aggressive early Aga play, given that it locked 2 items instead of just 1, and knowing that if the mushroom had anything, you can get a huge advantage, and that paid off. So how did you feel when you got the hammer, and how did you feel when you got the mitts?
Well, the hammer, I mean, once I realized, so I did a couple of, like, garbagey checks, like, I don't know, I mean, I probably should have skipped, Agina, but I knew I didn't have too many checks, but I figured, oh yeah, the suspicious mushroom that I spotted at the start of the seed. Let's, check the sussy mushroom and turn that in, and then, sure enough, I'm like, ah, of course, it's the hammer. And I'm still thinking, but that's not all I need. I'm still a little bit in trouble here. Where were the... I mean, I knew where the glove was because I had the illicit knowledge before getting the flips by a fake flippering up there with the dash. Where was the other glove again? I forgot.
So the other gloves, it's not really important where they were. What's more important is that they were accessible without the hammer. So when you find them on Death Mountain, you know anybody can just do Easter and get the flippers, or even sequence break the flippers. Sequence break the flippers and get 2 gloves and be like, oh yeah, I skipped Aga, and then miss out on the hammer for the entire seed and pull ped and last location it, which is what our top 2 runners did.
I mean, with the gloves on, with the mitts on the mountain, I don't know. Wasn't really thinking. I mean, aside from it, I'm like, okay. I mean, here we go. We can do a whole bunch of dungeons. So I decided to really hammer crystals, and I got fortunate with my selection to do pod before swamp because that was my go mode fire rod. I remember that. So then I just started, like, not even checking anything that I had to not check. You know, all those dungeons didn't require any big keys all the way until GT. So I was like, wow, I can really book it from here, despite getting the pearl at like 40 minutes.
Yeah, once you get pearl, you can skip most of the Dark World. I mean, you were the only person who didn't go to Hype Cave to get the blue mail.
Oh, there's a mail in there. Oh, okay. Well, I got the blue mail off of good old-fashioned, Trinex. And hey, you know what I did say in the pre-race chat? Red mail is for cowards, so... No, I'm kidding. Yeah, that was an interesting seed. I mean, that hammer location is gonna boom a lot of people because, you know, it's a suspicious mushroom, but generally, the way I like to describe my play, which might be a bit aggressive, I also call it optimistic.
I like that.
Optimistically, you know, you don't want to do Aga1 and get the stupid mushroom, but when I was down to either doing, you know, Pendant Eastern and Agina, I was like, let's just do Aga1. I bet you the progression is there. And I was wrong. Sort of. I mean, no, you didn't have to do Aga1, huh?
No, that's the whole thing, is you can skip Aga1 for Dark World access and do a lot before that hammer.
Well, I see what you mean, but still had to do it because of the hammer,
yes.
Right.
Yeah, so that's why Vortex and Zeke pulled the pedestal. I mean, it was that much you could do. I think we even had a key layout on Thieves Town that allowed you to skip the small key in the pot because you know that the hammer can't be in the big chest.
Yeah. Well, I'd like to thank Gamachu then. I was a 2021 mentee of his in the Gomo podcast mentor tournament, and he instills, like most people that he teaches, is that Pendant Eastern doesn't exist.
Mm-hmm. Until suddenly it's the flippers and you need it. But
there was
like
the recent bi-weekly seed for the Go Mode podcast where, you know, that seed doesn't exist either. You know, never punished.
I want to comment on Vortex's impressive gauntlet, showing off some the fast torches one in particular.
Yeah,
very
nice.
There's one heck of a player, you know.
The hover dodge.
Sick hover.
Oh my gosh. I joke, so I wanted to say thanks for having me on the restream because, as some people may or may not know, there is a casual boots tournament that's about a month. That starts a month from tomorrow. That I'm putting on along with my admins, Dr. Earworm and Mr. Aaron Snurd, and that hover there. Yeah, maybe I want to like learn that before in the next month, just for that sort of reason. If I, aside from swag, but also maybe there could be the hover seed.
Yeah, not to worry. I plugged that tournament at the very start of this restream. But hey, there you go. Second plug.
I know signups are closed. We couldn't believe it. We first started with we were gonna just do 64 because we were like, clearly with all the summer stuff and also maybe people want to touch grass because it's the summer. We're not going to get that much interest. And then, 4 hours later, after just doing a surprise reveal, we had 64 runners. And then we expanded to 128, and then all 128 were taken in 12 hours, which is beyond my wildest dreams. And yeah, we're excited to hopefully get some races, here on SG and on other channels. So definitely keep your eyes peeled coming up for that sort of thing. We got quite the field. I mean, we have like Error and Gamachu, and we even got RD Walsh out of retirement. This is quite a stacked field, but also I'm excited to see some of the 2022 mentee class also joining, getting their first taste against the regular community after getting coached.
Yeah, it must be cool going straight out of the mentor tournament and running your own tournament. Barely less than a year later.
Yeah, I mean, we figured. I felt like there was like kind of an opening in terms of like especially right after Main and Challenge Cup. Maybe people still got the red mist from getting bounced a little too early than they were anticipating. Couldn't be me. I only got bounced in the first round of brackets or something. But we figured people would like an easier tournament. A little more cozy. There won't be any delay, so I trust no one ruins that. Imagine getting banned from racing ALTTPR by getting caught cheating in a side tournament.
Yeah. We don't do delay in the glitch tournaments either because we're all just too chill for that.
Yeah.
Something about starting with boots. You're going fast. What more could you want?
Yeah.
Speaking of going fast, Vortex of Doom, despite full clearing the entire game, it's finished with a sub 2 hour time. Put your GGs in chat for him.
Yeah, so that was kind of my plug for Ye Olde Casual Booty Tournament. I know the signups are full, but if you want to help volunteer, since we are looking for lots of restreams, if you want to volunteer as comms, tracking, or especially restreaming, definitely join the Discord and let us know. We'd be happy to have you.
So Zeke has decided to DNF from this race, probably to kind of match up with Vortex's finish. Last on Restream wants to talk about the seed, I hope. It's a lot to talk about in this game.
It's pretty bonkers.
Any final thoughts from you, Josh, or do you want to chat with the next finishers?
I'm saying hello to everybody. Get our GGs in for Vortex here as they may say hello, and also to say hi to Zeke, our good friends here.
Can we talk about the fact that you and Barrett have the same collection rate? 139.
Oh, wow, 139.
Pretty good,
yeah.
huh? We took very similar routes in the late game, except Barrett did Swamp first, and you did Pod first, so I'm curious where that collection rate got made up. I think Barrett did a little bit more before going to the Dark World.
Yeah, I mean,
and you must have
GT fluffed our numbers quite nicely.
Oh yeah, you did the whole GT because of the adventures.
Oh yeah.
No, sorry, that was who's the one who mirrored out of Armos?
Hello.
That was
Hello.
Right?
GG.
GG.
That was a seed.
Yeah, this is how splitting South Shore goes wrong.
It comes down to splitting South Shore. I'm trying to think of where that comes from. Is it
I
the
had
lamp?
Dark World access before I had the lamp. So
Oh,
I
you
was
never did the
doing
dam.
AGA.
Oh no, yeah, you wouldn't do that. No.
So I mean, if I had done Dam to Mini Moldorm Cave, I might not have even done Ice Rod Cave in Zora. I might have just legit just done Aga right there. But
I disagree with that
what
decision-making idea.
I probably would have still done it, but like I was like after I had tempered out a Mini Moldorm Cave, I was like, well, I find the lamp, I'll just do Aga. But I ended up seeing the glove, then I dipped Eastern, and then I got the flippers, and the glove, and the other glove, and the pearl.
So my thinking was, what I ended up doing was after Mini Moldorm Cave, since I had the cache for Zora, I ran up to the Zora area and had the illicit knowledge of a glove sitting there. So that pushed me to Aga, thinking like, oh, okay, clearly I'm gonna get a pearl on the pyramid or something leading to the pearl on pyramid, and then I can go fetch that glove.
Yeah, I mean, again, Aga seemed like a really good idea if you had a lamp, but I didn't, so.
I am never going to do Aga for a mushroom unless it is literally last location.
I mean, like, 0 pieces of Dark World access if you have a lamp and stuff. Like, I get it, but like I wouldn't have been thinking I was doing it for a mushroom if I had no glove, no hammer, no pearl, right? With not that much left to check, but
As long as there's something with more density than 1 check, 2 checks over the course of 5 minutes, I'm probably going to do that instead of Aga if I'm missing Dark Moon Pearl.
yeah.
No Moon Pearl meant I was not going to touch Aga's tower unless it was last location.
I almost did it before Swamp at the very end, but I still had my portal there, so I was like, well, that made this 30 seconds or 15, 20 seconds faster than it would be otherwise, so let's just go. The way I routed, I ended up kind of orphaning Swamp because I did Magic Bat, and then I didn't go down to Swamp area with hype. I don't know, I was feeling very good about everything except Hammer until I
Oh, yeah.
Got the fourth TR key third in Crystal Roller. But
I was wondering if that'd catch anybody on this restream.
I mean it's a bad play, but since it's a big race, I figured like that was the last opportunity I had to make up serious time, and well,
It cost you serious time.
it sure did, yeah.
Because
I got pretty lucky.
given you said that you got the fourth one third, that means you just skipped going to the big chest entirely. You had to walk back out.
Sure did.
Oh yeah, they were telling me you and I both did the same oopsie in TR. We kind of left the big key behind in the chest.
I didn't leave the big key behind. I just decided I didn't want to check big chest. So
Yeah, it was different oopsie. Both of you did laser bridge and didn't get a small key, so I had to go back to the big chest. Turns out you can skip laser bridge if you get all the keys.
Yeah, it was one of those dream
then you get like
go mode dungeons for TR there. Dang it.
Three last hearts or whatever it was. 2? I think maybe there were just 2. But...
Yeah, I mean, I went into TR with 9 total, so... And green mail, because I never went to Hype Cave.
Yeah. That's, certainly something that is technically possible this seed.
Ow!
What? Go mode... You just get go mode Fire Rod in...
As I said, go, you clear pod, but that's still an almost unbelievable route.
Oh yeah, I mean, you get the hammer early, you just skip. You go to Myers, your first Darkle check, which everybody did. And you get the mirror and bow, which is crazy. And then what do? You just get a pod. Or you go to Swamp. It's the choice between the two. One of them is right, but even if you do them in the wrong order, it's still good.
Never mind. I don't see it anymore. If you do Aga early and you get that hammer, like why? Like you're getting your flippers so late.
Yeah, I kind of beansed that a little
Kind
bit.
of. Yeah, you could just do like an AGA Dark World access, and
Well, but
yeah,
like
that's
you
interesting.
Yeah, because
You
I
get your
did, I did do
hammer.
it. Yeah, I did Aga early-ish.
I think some stars aligned where everybody who did AGA with the
So
hammer actually just did Eastern and got their glove in logic.
How do you get? Yeah, I'm just having trouble seeing how do you get your flippers out of Pen and Eastern if you have.
Well, because you still need that glove because of where the other glove and flute were. So you need that glove to get your pearl. You could have done some silly water walk shenanigans for it, but it's so much.
Oh yeah, I
easier to
forgot
just
Pearl's
get your-
locked behind all that,
Yeah. So,
which makes which I guess leads back to the point of I still don't ever see myself going for that mushroom until the end of the game.
That's perfectly fair. I mean, in another world, that mushroom led to nothing, and you're 5 or 6 minutes behind.
Yeah, by the another world, that means my last race, where I literally had mushroom on lumberjack and let it sit there forever.
I mean, like
literally
I
my
don't
last
know,
casual
like,
boots race I did.
the like if that mushroom and the junk that was on Pyramid were swapped, like everybody who made the Aga decision still gets rewarded. I don't think it's accurate to say anyone was doing it for that mushroom on lumberjack. I thought about doing it a lot earlier. I think the first time I thought about doing it was after ice, before any of the other pendants, but it just seemed like too much of a wishy-washy play at that. Like if that was going to happen or whatever, like I didn't feel like I needed that as an out. And like honestly, I wasn't thinking that hard about how getting the damn lamp and then tempered sword in Mini Moldorm Cave might have baited people to do Aga before Eastern.
I mean, I just loathe doing Pendant Eastern as a former mentee of a Gamachu. That got drilled into me quite nicely.
Yeah, I mean, I don't hate Pendant Eastern. I mean, like, other than the fact that it's like kind of a big time investment, like sometimes, but like it had required progression that you needed pretty early.
It did. I agree. Yeah.
He taught, like I said earlier, he taught me to go there when it has progression, and I did. So
Yeah. Gamma and his uncanny ability to go where the progression is. But he's just an amazing player, so it's...
All that
It's a
said,
little bit terrifying at times.
thank you very much for the race, everybody.
Yeah, thanks for hosting us all. You know, big ups to, you know, 8-Bit and Malmo, and our tracker and restreamer, you know? We gotta say thanks to y'all for having us.
Both trackers, we had 2 of them.
Oh, you even had 2?
I believe it was Aku and Jinxie today.
Awesome.
Yeah, coming up this week, we have we started the dailies again, as you've seen. Next daily will be tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern, Open Assured Sword, which is a mentor tournament mode. And then, in the theme of tournaments, we got the No Logic Double Rods, which is just no logic but with an extra rod in the pool. And that will be on Thursday at night at 11 p.m. Eastern. And then on Friday, Spoiler Open. So stay tuned for those and sign up for comms if you want to volunteer. We're also looking for trackers. And then also take a look at the speed gaming schedule to see what we have in store. Currently, we have a tournament race going on between, between Freddy and Wall Kicks. And that is happening right now, so go to Speed Gaming Prime to view that race. And with that, we'll be off. Thanks for watching.